Job done today, but it's not been easy, has it?
Yeah, job done. I think that's the main thing. Job done. Came in obviously with 10 or 11 games to go, and the remit was to keep us in step 5, and credit to the boys. Obviously, credit to me and Joe. We've done exactly that. So job done, and we can move on from it.
Talking about today, then it weren't an easy game. We defended really quite well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we had chances in the first half. We wanted to be tight, and we wanted to be compact, and that's obviously something that we have brought into the club, because we don't want to be too expansive, because we obviously know we were down there when we came in, and if you be too expansive, then you're easy to pick off, and a team with no confidence, and a team that's not got real goal threats, it's hard to be expansive, because obviously the gaps occur, and teams take advantage of that. So we've had a game plan for the last 11 games. We've had the same plan, really, to be tight and be compact, and make sure that we're hard to beat. And in some games we haven't. Some games we haven't been hard to beat at all, and that's obviously when you see the reaction from myself or you see the reaction from Joe. But today we were good. They're 8th in the league. They had nothing to play for, but they still gave us a really good game. And as I say, we were nice and compact. We were very good value for the point that we got. And I think thoroughly deserved a point today.
And leading up to the goal from aerial threat, and we could have won it at the stroke of full time. Could have walked away with 3 points.
Yeah, we've obviously had that goal disallowed at the end, which could have won 2-1, and Josh is obviously just straight offside. But it's a good finish from him, and it's a lovely run. So I think Reece was just behind him, which was the frustrating thing, because I don't think Reece was offside. So it just shows that character, and it shows what we've instilled in the lads. I think I keep going back to it. The 11 games to go, they look dead and buried. AFC looked dead and buried. And to have that positive input and have that positive impact on the squad and on the group of players, I think one of the board members have just said to me, we probably would have lost 1-0 15 games ago when we weren't here, but we've got some character now, and we've got a bit of battle about us, and as you say, we got the equaliser, and we pushed on for the winner, and we could have got it. So as I say, I think we were thoroughly deserved our point. A decent performance, and obviously we move on from there.
And that was the final game of the season. Looking back, how have you seen the 11 games or so from that 5-0 defeat from the Deeping?
Yeah, the 5-0 at Deeping. I thought, what have I done? What have I come in? It's obviously it was a baptism of fire, and that 5-0 obviously taught us a few lessons. It showed us where we were as a squad, and it showed me and Joe exactly what we were capable of, and that wasn't, as I just said, it wasn't expansive football. It was got to be hard to beat, and we've got to get everyone tucked in and be nice and compact. And since that game, since the 5-0 and then the 4-1 against Sleaford, I feel like we've kicked on, and the players have listened to us, and the players have developed, and the squad unity's it's there. It's been developing, and it's coming on nicely. And that's what's got us the points that we've got to make to keep us in the league. So hats off to the lads, really. It's one of them things. Me and Joe have come in, we've given our ideas, but me and Joe, we don't go out there and get the 3 points. It's all about the lads. So credit to them, and hats off to them.
How have you felt working with a bunch of the lads who are, like you said, were low on confidence, and what was like I say your message to the lads to try and uplift them, and they responded to you when we beat Heather 2-1? Yeah,
I mean, it's difficult, because you come in with 11 games to go, and you say keep us up, and the first team that we selected, I had no idea about any players. I'd never seen any of them play other than you and McKenna. So it was difficult, and I'm glad that the lads, and I said this after the game today, I say thank you for listening to our ideas and taking our ideas on board, because it's quite easy for a group of players who don't know myself, they don't know Joe, to just think, who's this guy coming in? But they've taken that message on, and they've taken that, and you know as well as I know, John, I've been at this club a long time. I've had very successful periods, and I understand what it takes to win Step 5, because we've done it, or get promoted at least. And we've tried to instil some of them beliefs, and we've tried to instil those things that are important to me and Joe, and luckily that's been enough, and it's worked, and we've got the points to stay up.
And that showed when Deeping came around the second time in the matter of a few days, when we eventually beat them 3-2, and what a turnaround that must have been.
Yeah, being 2-0 down, and obviously we got the goal before half time, and then kicked on and really had that belief to go on and win the game, and those types of games, and we put that up before. Joe did a great job before the game in putting the celebrations of Deeping, and then the 1-1 draw against Boston, where we dominated the game against Boston. We were unlucky to draw that game, so there's definitely positives that have come from the 11 games. There's a lot of positives, but there's also a lot of negatives, because obviously it's not my squad and it's not Joe's squad. But hats off to the lads, because again, as I say, they didn't have to take our ideas on board, but they have. And the turnaround's been incredible. That's all down to them, and it's nothing to do with me and Joe. We can instill that confidence and we can instill that discipline, but they have to take that on board, and if they don't, then obviously we don't get any points, and luckily they have done that, and that's why we've got the points to stay up.
And speak about a player you've already mentioned in Ewan McKenna, who has had a hit or miss season, and you've come in and he's really progressed and hit for ball running, hasn't he?
Yeah, Ewan's one we had last year, so he's fully aware of my expectations, and he's fully aware of the standard that I want him to get to, and he's still not there yet, and I'll keep pushing him. He's a 19-year-old, 20-year-old kid who can get fitter, and he can get better and better and better. He's got a really good player in him. But the moment we came in, he was happy because he could trust us and we could trust him. So it's a great relationship that we've got with him, and we're really happy that he is progressing. I gave him some stick today because he was taking too long to play the ball, but he takes that on board because he knows that I know what I'm talking about, and players like that who listen, and players like that who develop, and as you say, in the last 11 games he's been immense for us. So hats off to him, because he's taken that on board and he's done exactly what has been asked of him.
And you did manage to bring in a couple of players, Thomas Lee Collier, and he's pretty much fitted in like a glove, hasn't he?
Yeah, brilliant. TLC's been a breath of fresh air for us, and I said to him after, I said, your name's Mr. Utility, because we've used him in about 8 different positions in them 11 games. So he's done amazingly well, and to come up from Step 6, from a real struggling team in Step 6 as well, not a high-flying team, to come in and have a voice that he's had, and have that energy and that commitment that he's had has been second to none, and hats off to him, because his attitude and his work rate and everything about him has been a breath of fresh air, and obviously I'd like to thank him for that.
And finally, what would you say to everyone, the fans as well, who's been through us through no doubt a difficult season with AFC Mansfield going on to perhaps?
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. We've had so many games that we've watched, and so many games we've been involved in, and we've kept going till the end, and that spirit's been amazing. I mean, just thank you really, and hopefully they can stick with us and get a few more behind us next season if obviously me and Joe are here, and we kick on from there and see